real world too that has real problems, right? You might just provide a bin. They just might decide to go sell it.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Take it to the recycling place if it's metal now. If it's plastic, it goes there.
But we're talking about the guys, the informal vendors that are selling cigarettes, fruits. They might be selling bags, second-hand clothes.
Yes, I'm bringing this in just a little spanner in the works because then we shouldn't build this ideal. We do have real life issues. We do get such pockets in our communities, right? That tend I don't want to say that they don't want to see the good in what we are doing, right? But I feel like they just stall the process of us reaching our destination in terms of the positive goals that we ideally want.
I mean, if we can divert for a little bit and just explore that topic there, is we need to change the narrative. Okay, and if nobody creates a narrative, where we are in the world at the moment is we all just struggling to survive.
True.
Right? And when we're struggling to survive, we try to make money in whichever way that we can. So informal vendors that are selling something, that's less time they're spending doing crime.
Yeah.
Now, if we take that livelihood away from them because I, as someone who lives in a fancy house, takes offense, I don't make that connection that this person now has to turn to crime. If I get the police to confiscate their stuff, they now have no way to make a livelihood. So, that's the one thing on that side there. But also just, going back to finding our humanity, is we have to take leadership in ourselves, because if we don't, we're all going to start behaving unsavory. I don't want to use the word like criminals.
Yes.
But we're all hustling, right?
True.
And we make an excuse, it's all about the hustle, and then we start doing unsavory things. And I don't think that's right. And this comes back to the choice. Okay? We can choose to be better. We can choose not to do unsavory things. So when it comes down to confiscating the stuff from the informal vendors, this is where we started. Part of what we are doing in our organization is we work with the police. We tell the police our story. We tell police the story of the individuals that we work with.
Yeah.
And we tell them how we've helped to include them in the community. So when a community member complains, don't do something just to make the community member feel safer or better by confiscating the individual stuff.
Yeah.
Get us involved. We're part of the community. We can talk to the community.
And you're also protecting the individuals that have been seen as ragamuffin vice in the community.
And so we help to spread the word within our community, because as being a community member, as being a resident, we can validate what that individual is doing. A lot of these individuals as well are having to pay protection money. They're being forced to deal drugs as well. So if they are identified as peddling drugs, sometimes it's not out of choice. Right? They get threatened, and you will sell drugs, otherwise you won't be here. We'll beat you up and somebody else will come in. So these are the stories that we live with. And again, as community members, we need to make sure that we change the narrative. We treat people with more respect. We choose not to do unsavory things. We choose not to do illegal things. And we give other people permission to do that.
Good. Yes, what I'm picking up is the brilliance of, the philosophy of saying to really experience or see change outside, it begins with you as an individual. So if you really want to live in a clean space, take responsibility first, then others will follow. If you I take, she takes, then we are a clean community after all. Then the other thing I like is your point of education and awareness, right? So I'm just gonna request we take a short musical breath. When we come back, we're gonna be talking about how the smart communities now, in terms of improving the economy of the communities, connect dots and puzzles within the community space. So yeah, man, if you tuned into Mzansi Joburg City FM, this is Impande Zemiti, and I'm called Zawadi. I'm not alone. I'm having, big, giant people, in the house. Giant not in the bone, but giant in the spirit and mind, because these are people that are really making a change, in a lot of spaces, in a lot of ways. And we just hope that wherever you're listening to this conversation, there is something that you're learning, you're picking up, that you're going to apply in your own community. So in the meantime, we're just going to listen to Shenge is saying Ichuba.
On that topic, good choice, song.
Yo, it's you, man.
Yeah.
Hey.